Hey guys, it's Nat, aka Carla, or the other way around. Doesn't matter. How have you been? How are you doing? I hope you're thriving, because I'm not. Anyway, today is a Saturday, and I figured this would be the perfect week to take you on to a week in the life of a chemistry major. I'm currently a second-year chemistry major from the University of the Philippines in Diliman, which I'm still deciding if it was a good idea or not. So today is Saturday, so I just finished my week of classes. I probably should have done my week in the life last week. I had a lot of stuff going on that would have been fun to vlog last week, but nevertheless, here we are. Today we have a bunch of work done. So aside from being a chemistry major, a bunch of my other commitments are I'm part of the student council for our college, and I'm a member of the chemical society. So today I do have a lot of council work that needs to be done, and then I also have a lot of academic work, which I will talk about after I take a shower and get ready for the day. I haven't showered yet. It's disgusting.
Through the cholo bush you see hot lips of mine still funny.
Hi, I'm back. It's so long to get ready, there's not a lot of sunlight anymore. I do have a bunch of post-processing to do, so that's the primary task for today. Yeah, let's go. So hey, voiceover Carla here. Actually, right now it's April, and I filmed this week in the life back in February, so this is a whole 2 months late. But anyway, so around this time I was part of the publicity committee for one of our council events, and I was in charge of post-processing and making mock-ups of our publicity materials. That's what we're doing right now. As you can see, I color grade on my laptop, and then I do sketches and mock-ups on my iPad, just because my iPad works faster than my laptop. And I was just watching Ashley from Best Dressed while I work, because I love her, and yeah, good way to get productive. It is now 10:57, almost 11, and I overslept. I'm just gonna take a nap. That did not happen. And so we're gonna work through the night, and then hopefully still get up early tomorrow. Let's go.
My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. I see both sides like Chanel, see on both sides like Chanel. Swimming laps through pool water, eating like I'm underworld. Had my tattoos and shit.
Hello.
Police think I'm
Oh my god, my hair is a mess. I'm still wearing the same thing that I was wearing last night, and I just came home from brunch with my grandmother. So this is where we're at right now. I'm about to go out to school and work there, because I have an event to attend to in school later on. I'm just getting my shit together. My corner is so messy. I spent most of the afternoon and in the morning in the library, just doing the edits until it was time for the event. Hello. So, we are now done with our little study sesh. Now we're gonna be going to our org event for our MEMS induction. Hi, Gemso. So I'm actually not allowed to talk about what happened during that event, but here are just some inconsequential clips of the night, I guess. So the event is done, the induction is done. They are now officially MEMS of our organization. I'm right at home. I'm just sort of hanging back in my car, because I very rarely have time alone in the house nowadays. And I just kind of wanted to like slow down before I went back home and do work again. And then I'm gonna go back upstairs, maybe grab some, like a little bit of dinner. I already had dinner, like maybe I just get a snack. pretty much didn't do anything the night before, and for Monday, we are up early for NSTP. So we're now in the car again. So these are my friends from my course and also my classmates in NSTP, and we're gonna be cleaning up the sunken garden as per tradition after UP Fair.
Mas, tingnan mo naman, blue on blue na ako.
Ang cute kaya ng colors. So nag-break muna kami from cleanup. So I'm speaking in this clip, but what I was saying was nonsense. Essentially, we just spent the rest of the morning to the afternoon cleaning up the sunken garden. We took a small snack break, and then afterwards I went to the library to work a little bit on the edits and my schoolwork. Okay, we're back. We're back in the car. I just spent a couple of hours working in the live because they have internet there and a socket, so that I charged my laptop. One of the more chem major specific things that I did that day was buy some lab equipment, since me and my lab partner, who you saw a while ago, were running low on test tubes because we didn't have enough provided for us, and I wanted to stock up on some, and that's what I just did really quickly. And in the next clip, I'm gonna be inside my car again. Oh, that's not closed. Now, we are on the way to one of my favorite malls. As usual, I just did my schoolwork and some more edits, and then I remember that when I got home from the mall, I immediately just went to bed because I'm due to go to school early on Tuesday. Good morning, it's Tuesday, and so my week as a chem major officially starts, and we're running late. My class is 7, and guess what time it is? 6:52, and it takes 20 minutes to get to my school. So we'll pray for the best. So like I said earlier, this was shot in February, and now I'm editing it in April, so I'm gonna assume that I came to class on time. That's just me and my lab partner / buddy April suiting up in our PPE. So the experiment that we had today was total synthesis of fine chemicals from sugar, which is essentially just taking common table sugar like the one that you use at home, and we synthesized 5 different products from it. Synthesize, am I right? Chemistry words. And then on this day, it was characterization day. So the one that you're seeing right now is us trying to get the product into capillary tubes for melting point determination. So that's just gonna let you know if the product that you synthesized is the product that you were aiming to produce, which is like the aim for characterization day. Like that's your end all be all for that day. It was really hard to get them into the tubes, so in the end, me and Lizette just ended up quoting vines, I guess.
Oh my god, they're roommates. Nice.
So the thing with this method, it had a lot of waiting time, so me and Lizette just ended up practicing TikTok dances and waiting and watching, you know, kind of like Phineas and Ferb, I guess, in that one episode. So when we finally determined the melting points of the synthesized products, it was off to the ASL to get the IR spectra of the products that we got. So that's just going to help us see if it had the functional groups that were unique to the product that we were wanting to synthesize. If it didn't show up in the spectra, it means we didn't end up synthesizing the correct thing. So our instructor was the one that was like, you know, doing most of the work, whereas Lizette was still practicing our TikTok dances, I guess. So,
Sa Kemsok Tams na kami.
so most of my free time is spent at the Kemsok Tambayan. That day, they were trying to see if expired grape juice tasted the same. But anyway, I hang out here to sleep, to study, to consult with my smarter friends whether my chemistry, my math, my physics is correct. And yeah, we just fuck around here and usually just eat, actually.
What we finished with the Korea series.
I've been having a hard time in this subject in particular just because it's the marriage of calculus and chemistry, and I'm bad in both, like really bad in both.
Tapos na 105, pero hindi pa tapos ang pagdudusa.
Tama. Sobrang chill na week na to compared sa
Actually,
next weekend.
oo, tama.
Kanina natulog lang kami.
Natulog lang kami sa tambayan.
Gusto niyo ba makita kami matulog? Hit the like button. Kaya mo sasabihin sa'yo si Lizette?
Anong sasabihin mo sa akin, Lizette? Papasok pa ako ng philo.
So Philo 1 was my only GE for this second semester because I had dropped my other one, which is a completely different story. I really like the prof, I really like the structure of the class, and I really like my groupmate.
Hi, Kate.
So this class ends at 5:30, which is like peak rush hour, and instead of going home right away and sitting in traffic for the next 2 hours, I usually just go to a nearby cafe, work there till 9 p.m. or until my grandmother is nagging me to go home.
Good morning. I didn't see you there. Hey. Good morning. It's Wednesday. So it's a pretty chill day ACADS-wise. We only have 2 classes for Wednesday. And that's organic chemistry and physics laboratory. May nakikigamit ng iPad ko.
Akin to.
Fuck you!
Thermometer.
Demon.
Demon. Oh,
Kaya
makes sense
pala.
now.
Like I said earlier, I had another class, but I wasn't able to film in physics lab because our experiment that day was really labor intensive. But here's me studying in the cafe because what am I if I'm not studying, you know?
Good morning. It's another lab day. I'm so tired already.
So for this lab day, we were synthesizing different types of polymers. We had 3. This one right here are polyester fibers, which is used in making clothes. Another one is the Bakelite-like polymer, but that's completely irrelevant. I want to talk about the third one, which is called the temporarily cross-linked polymer, which is exactly just slime. It's manual, read like a YouTube tutorial, except using chemical names, wherein PVA glue is PVA solution, and activator is just sodium borate. And I'm infuriated.
Gawin mo ulit.
We are watching Disney.
Wow, chemis.
So today is Friday, the last day of the week.
I think Friday for me is a really liberating day. Not only because I only have 1 class, but also because I have 1 class in the morning. So I have the rest of the afternoon off. Ang bonga nung oras due yung pre-lab. Ano oras na?
10, 7.
We're now back in the car and classes are done for the day. I don't think I have any events today, so I think I'm just gonna do some work outside of the house before I go home. I'm thinking I'm gonna go to the Starbucks in the mall near our school, so because I really want the coffee that gets me working really hard.
A few inches later.
Trip here was kind of a flop, but it was more of my fault. I wanted to try this new coffee and it said it was a cold brew, so I was like, oh okay, it's probably just like, and it said it was smoother, so I was like, oh, it's probably like milkier and shit like that. No, it had fucking juice in it or something, I don't know. It was like citrusy and it was awful, and I hated it. And then I couldn't focus on studying for the life of me because I didn't have good coffee. So I was like, okay, you know, fuck this, I'm gonna go move malls and study there, I guess. that's been a week in the life of a chem major. I don't think this was the best week to do this since I didn't have a lot going on like that's very specific to a chem major aside from our experiments, which like not only chem majors do, by the way, like a lot of other science majors do experiments like we do, especially like biology majors, engineering majors, and those kind of courses mostly. So that's been a week. Maybe I'll do this again if I ever chance upon a week that has a lot of stuff going on. That's been a week. Bye.